If you are one of those that suffers from neuropathy, there is some relief that you can get right here in Gulfport at Nexgen on Three Rivers Road. Susie is one of those that did. How are you?
Great. How are you?
I'm doing very well, thank you. Tell me about your neuropathy story.
I've probably had neuropathy about 7 or 8 years. I've done a few different treatments. Nothing really worked completely. I'd get a little relief, not a lot. I heard about Nexgen on your commercial.
Well, thank you.
So I came here and tried it out, and I just today had my 6-month appointment to retest me to see how well the treatments managed my neuropathy. The results were surprising even to me. I knew I was better, but I didn't realize how much better I really was. So it was amazing.
Well, you said at one point, we were talking earlier, you said at one point that you would have to stick your feet in ice water.
Yes.
Because of the pain. They were just on fire all the time.
They were constantly on fire for no apparent reason. And I would put my feet in ice water, and of course you get a little bit of relief. A lot of tightness in my feet, shooting pains in my feet. The shooting pains are completely gone. The heat is gone. It's amazing. The sensitivity's been coming back more and more and more. And today the testing really showed how well this treatment worked.
Thanks to Nexgen and Dr. Bourgeois.
Nexgen and Dr. Bourgeois, yes.
All right,
definitely.
well, thank you, Susie. Let's find out more about the treatments that you can get here at Nexgen. Dr. Lawrence Bourgeois, one of the doctors here at Nexgen. How are you?
I'm doing great.
Always a pleasure to come see you and your staff. Y'all always have smiles on your faces, helping people out. Susie she was great with, her story about dealing with neuropathy. I mean, she said she saw the segment on my show and everything. That's why she came down here. What exactly is neuropathy, Doc?
Okay, yeah, and it was funny too because she was a re-exam today and she just got amazing results. I said, you need to come in and you need to stay here and let us do this, right? So that everybody else can see. So neuropathy is nerve damage when your nervous system's not working right. Essentially, your nerves are dying off, okay? And we have to bring them back to life. People who have neuropathy, it's a chronic condition that gets worse with time. Most people, it starts out and it's really not that bad, then worse and worse, then they start to do something about it. And you don't want to wait till it's too late.
What are some of the symptoms people should look for, or some of the signs that, hey, might be getting neuropathy?
Sure, yeah. So burning, numbness, tingling, feeling like your feet are heavy, like you're standing on coals, so real hot, blueness in your feet, purple, red, shooting pains is a big one, trouble sleeping at night, these type of things.
Now, I guess, if you get up first thing in the morning, get out of bed, you step, when you take your first steps, that little bit of tingling and everything, and it goes away, that wouldn't be neuropathy.
Well, that actually is a very, very common thing that happens with people with neuropathy. They take their first steps, and it's kind of shooting pains in their feet, in the bottom of their feet. It might feel like fire ants, feet feeling like their feet are real stiff, real tight on them. That could be the early signs, because if it's just then and it doesn't happen anymore, it could be early because you could have some poor circulation in the area. If it's progressive and it bothers you throughout the day, then that's more progressive.
Might have to come see you because I'm having some issue. So what causes neuropathy? I mean, is it hereditary?
It can be. So there's a lot of different things. Everybody thinks that it's just diabetes. It's a big number of them, but it's not the only thing. There's over 100 causes. There could be hereditary, chemo from cancer, Lyme disease, a lot of systemic conditions. So it's better to get checked out if you're having any of these symptoms.
Obesity, I'm sure.
Obesity.
Being overweight is one of them.
That's right.
And your treatments that you do here. When someone comes in, what do they go through to be evaluated?
Sure. So we do a full neurological exam. We have to see what nerve fibers are affected in their case. It's kind of like a code is what I tell the patients. Everybody's a little bit different. No one is exactly the same just because they have neuropathy. Other sensations are different than others. Some people might just have balance issues early on and the pain not there yet. But the problem is it progresses.
Right. Now, the treatments, are they done from home?
A lot of them are. That's the benefit, that you don't have to be coming into the office every day. This is something you have to work at. So we give them a lot of their equipments for the people who qualify.
I mean, that's interesting, because you wouldn't think that most clinics would do something like that. But, there are people that, well, like Susie, her and her husband live up in Stone County.
Yeah.
So, people that live like that far away, can come in for that evaluation, and you can help them out from home.
We get a lot of truck drivers that are, on and off. They're not here very much. People who travel a lot. People who don't even live in the state. We get a lot of people out of the state. So.
Do you see a lot? I mean, people that are driving a lot. I mean, being sitting down all the time and not getting that circulation, can that contribute to neuropathy?
Absolutely. Desk jobs, people.
Truck drivers, as you said.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Delivery drivers.
People who are more sedentary, they're not moving as much, they typically will develop these type of symptoms too.
Okay. I mean, tell us some of the things as far as what people go through when they're suffering from neuropathy. I mean, it's got to be painful.
It can be very painful. They say nothing's worse than nerve pain, right? Because it's hard to distinguish all the time. Trouble sleeping. They wake up, they didn't get a good night of sleep, they're having those cramps in their legs, the shooting pains. They get up, they might ice their feet or put some heat on them just to try to get some blood flow to ease it just enough so they can do something throughout their day. And they're just thinking about it all day. It's always on their mind, and that's not a way to live your life.
No.
You want to live as much pain-free as you can, right? And if we can help you, then that's worth it, right?
Tell me about the evaluation. When somebody comes in here, how do you go through the steps of evaluating them?
Sure. So first they call. They schedule a consultation and exam with myself. We do the neurological exam. We'll do a thermal scan on them as well, and then that'll determine their candidacy. From there, we'll give a plan if they are a candidate. If they're not too far gone, anybody over 85% sensation loss, we can't do too much on.
Right.
So we'll do that, and then we'll talk about the plan, and we'll get going.
That's pretty good. Do you have any kind of specials that are going on as far as the treatment?
We do. So if you call and mention Jim Tabor, it's a $47 consultation and exam. So you get to sit down with me. We go over everything A to Z, and we see if we can help you.
Definitely. I mean, and of course, I know here at Nexgen you have some other great treatments as well, which you'll see on some other upcoming shows. But neuropathy again, is that something that I know you think about people that as the older that we get, we deal with neuropathy. But can you get have issues with neuropathy younger?
Absolutely, you can. Now, majority are going to be 50 plus. People who have different systemic conditions, different things going on. We'll have younger people. Type 1 diabetics, they're born with that, so then they're going to have some neuropathy symptoms in certain cases. Rheumatoid arthritis patients, any type of systemic, and like I said earlier, cancer. So anybody who's younger who had chemo from cancer, that'll cause those type of issues too.
Awesome. Dr. Lawrence Bourgeois, always a pleasure to see you.
Always a pleasure.
Nexgen, they are located on Three Rivers Road, right behind the automotive center of the Super Walmart. And again, a special there. You mentioned Jim Tabor in Shop South Mississippi. Whenever you do call and make your appointment, you'll get that special introductory offer when they come to get the examination. So if you're a neuropathy sufferer or know somebody that is, give them a call and get some relief in Nexgen.